Have you ever made a choice that saved your life, only to realize it might cost you everything? That's what happened to me the night a stranger walked up to my table and said 4 words that changed everything. Pretend you're my wife. Let me back up. The crystal chandelier catches my reflection in pieces, fractured, incomplete. I'm Jessica Reed, 28 years old, pediatric nurse, single mom, and right now I'm sitting alone at table 12 of my sister's wedding reception, the family's overflow table, the one for forgotten guests. Around me, champagne glasses clink and violin strings soar, but all I feel is the weight of every empty chair beside me. I smooth my navy dress, the one my 5-year-old daughter, Lily, helped me choose this morning. "You look pretty, Mama," she'd said, standing on tiptoes. "But pretty doesn't matter when you're invisible." My mother approaches, heels clicking. "Jessica." Not a greeting, a verdict. "You still haven't met anyone?" I lift my wine glass, my 3rd, maybe 4th. "I've been busy, Mom. Work, Lily." Lily needs a father eventually. Your sister managed it. Her gaze sweeps the room like she's evaluating livestock. Across the ballroom, Tyler Mitchell, my ex-husband, father of my child, laughs with his arm around another woman. My cousin Claire, the maid of honor. He catches my eye and raises his glass, a mock toast. The room shrinks. The music sharpens into something that stabs. Before I can escape to the bathroom to cry, Tyler approaches with Claire, both holding champagne like weapons. "Jessica, still sitting alone?" His smile is cruel. "That's just sad." He glances at Claire. "Honey, didn't we invite her to sit with us?" "We thought she'd be more comfortable here," Claire says, syrupy with false concern. "Less pressure." Tyler leans closer, bourbon sharp on his breath. "You could at least try, Jess, for Lily's sake. Kid's gonna need to see her mom can actually land someone." The humiliation burns. Around us, guests pretend not to listen while absorbing every word. Then a voice behind me, low, measured, dangerous. "May I?" I turn. A man stands there, tall, dark suit tailored like armor, eyes deep brown, almost black. Silver touches his temples. A faint scar cuts through his left eyebrow. He's not smiling, but there's something in his expression that feels like protection. I start. "You don't know me," he agrees. His hand extends. "But they're watching you, and I'm tired of watching you sit here alone." Tyler laughs. "Seriously, you're gonna white knight for my ex-wife?" The stranger's eyes never leave my face. "I'm going to dance with a beautiful woman who deserves better than your commentary." His voice drops. "If she'll have me." My heart hammers. I should say no. Should ask his name at least. But I place my hand in his. His grip is warm, certain. He pulls me up with the kind of confidence that says he's used to being obeyed. "Pretend you're my wife," he whispers as we move toward the dance floor. "Let's give them something to talk about." The stranger's words hang between us as we reach the center of the ballroom. "I don't know your name," I whisper. "Giovanni. Call me Gio." His hand settles on my waist, respectful, grounding. "And you are?" "Jessica, and I should warn you, I'm terrible at dancing." "Then don't think. Just follow." The waltz begins. Gio moves with practiced ease, guiding me through steps I don't know. When I stumble on a turn, he catches me, adjusts, makes it look intentional. Around us, heads turn. My mother's mouth opens in surprise. Tyler's face darkens with confusion and something uglier. "Who are you?" I ask. "Someone who understands what it's like to be judged for the wrong reasons." His eyes meet mine. "You don't belong at table 12. The words hit deeper than they should. "You don't know anything about me." I know you've been checking your phone every 15 minutes. I know you're here alone, but your dress is chosen with care. I know someone hurt you badly enough that sitting by yourself feels safer than asking for company. His hand tightens at my waist, protective, not possessive, and I know you deserve better. My eyes burn. I blink quickly, refusing to cry at my sister's wedding. Why are you doing this? Because I'm tired too, of expectations, of arrangements, of names that come with conditions I never agreed to. The song shifts to its final movement. Gio pulls me slightly closer, still appropriate, still respectful, but intimate enough that I feel his heartbeat. Thank you, I whisper. Don't thank me yet. There's warning in his voice. The night isn't over. The bar is quieter, tucked away from the dance floor. Gio orders 2 glasses of water, not wine, and guides me to a leather booth. I'm a nurse, I say, because silence feels too heavy. Pediatric ward, 12-hour shifts. My daughter Lily is 5. She's with my friend tonight, probably eating too much ice cream. You're honest. Gio's expression softens. It's refreshing. And you? Something shadows his face. I work with my family's business, restaurants, Italian food. We've been in Chicago for 3 generations. It's not a lie, but it's not the whole truth either. Restaurants, so you understand hospitality. I understand loyalty, he corrects, and obligation, and the difference between what people see and what actually keeps things running. I watch his hands, strong, scarred along the knuckles, wearing a signet ring with an engraved crest. Why did you really ask me to dance? Gio considers this carefully. Because you looked trapped in a story someone else wrote, and because my family won't stop trying to arrange my life either. Marriage, alliances, connections that serve business rather than hearts. Understanding dawns, so this helps both of us. A temporary arrangement, you get your family off your back. I get mine to stop parading eligible women through Sunday dinners. We both get to breathe. I should say no. Should recognize this as a lie that solves nothing real. But I'm so tired of being judged, so exhausted from carrying everything alone. How would it work? We see each other occasionally. Dinners, public appearances. Nothing demanding, just enough visibility to stop the questions. So we lie to everyone. Sometimes lies are safer than truths. The words should disturb me. Instead, they feel like permission. I extend my hand across the table. 1 month, trial basis. Gio's grip is firm. 1 month. As we shake, I feel the dangerous thrill of stepping outside my careful boundaries. He reaches into his jacket and places a business card on the table. Matte black. Simple engraving. Giovanni Fioraldi. A phone number, nothing else. Call if you need anything, or if you change your mind. I slide the card into my clutch. It feels heavier than it should. Outside the windows, Chicago glitters, a city of lights and shadows, beauty and danger intertwined. Gio stands. His hand hovers near my shoulder, protective, almost tender, before he pulls back. Get home safe, Jessica Reed. He disappears into the crowd. I sit alone, pulse racing, that business card burning in my purse. What have I done? If this story is gripping you, subscribe so you don't miss what happens when Jessica's lie becomes dangerously real. 11 days pass. I don't call the number. Life returns to normal. Morning shifts, afternoon pickups, bedtime stories. Friday night, rain against the windows. Lily sleeps, surrounded by stuffed animals. I finish the dishes, my mind wandering through the week's worries. The knock comes at 11:47 p.m. 3 sharp raps, deliberate, wrong. Through the peephole, 2 men in dark coats, Eastern European faces, sharp cheekbones. ice blue eyes. "Can I help you?" My voice shakes. "Jessica Reed?" The accent is thick. Russian. "We need to talk about your boyfriend." "I don't have a boyfriend." "Giovanni Fioraldi. You danced with him at the wedding, navy dress, modest. You looked like someone's mother." The man smiles. It doesn't reach his eyes. "You're his woman. That makes you our message." Terror floods through me. Behind me, Lily's door creaks. "Mama, who's here?" Everything crystallizes into pure protective instinct. "Baby, go back to bed now." "But Mama." "Now, Lily," the door closes. I fumble for my phone, the business card falling onto the floor. I dial with shaking fingers. Gio answers on the second ring. "Jessica." "There are men at my door. They know about you. They said I'm your message." "Gio, my daughter is here." "Lock the door. Don't open it for anyone but me. 15 minutes. The line goes dead. Outside, the men talk in Russian. I hear a word that sounds like girl. They know about Lily. The minutes stretch impossibly. I stand in my small living room. Toys scattered, Lily's drawings on the walls, the life I built from nothing, and feel it crumbling. This is my fault. I danced with a stranger. I agreed to pretend. Footsteps. The men move away. Silence. A new knock, different rhythm. "Jessica, it's Gio." I release the chain with trembling hands. Gio stands there with another man. Massive shaved head, barely contained by his suit, both wet from rain. Gio's eyes scan me, searching for damage. "You're safe," he says, a command as if words could make it true. They knew about Lily. How? "Later, this is Franco, my head of security. We're getting you out. Pack what you need for 3 days." "I can't just leave. My job." Gio's hands cup my face, forcing me to meet his eyes. "Those men will come back. Next time they won't just knock. 10 minutes, clothes, medicine, documents." The truth crashes over me. This isn't about restaurants. Gio is caught in something dangerous, and I've been pulled in with him. I run to Lily's room, pack frantically. Clothes, stuffed rabbit, blanket. 8 minutes later, we're in the stairwell. Gio carries our bag. I carry Lily, still half asleep. A black SUV waits at the back entrance. Franco drives. Gio sits with us in back. As we pull away, I watch through the rear window. 2 men emerge from a sedan across the street. Too late. Gio's hand finds mine in the darkness. "I'm sorry, this is my fault." "Tell me the truth." "All of it." "Who are you?" In the front seat, Franco glances in the rearview mirror. Gio meets his eyes, then turns to me. "My family doesn't just run restaurants, we run Chicago. The parts the city doesn't talk about." "You're mafia." The word tastes like ash. "Yes." "And those men?" "Russian bratva, expanding into our territory. They saw us together. Someone told them you matter to me. Now they think you're leverage." I pull Lily closer. "I'm a nurse. I'm nobody." "You're not nobody to me." His voice is raw. "That's the problem. I thought one dance would be safe. I was wrong." The SUV cuts through rain-slicked streets. Lake Michigan appears in the distance. "Where are we going?" "My home. It's protected. You'll be safe." "And how long?" "Until I fix this." His voice carries weight like a promise. "I swear it, Jessica." As we pull into an underground garage beneath a gleaming high-rise, I wonder if safety is something I'll ever feel again. Protection has a price. The question is, who pays it? Morning light floods through floor-to-ceiling windows, turning Lake Michigan silver. I wake disoriented in a bedroom that belongs in magazines. Cream walls, dark wood, Egyptian cotton. Through the doorway, I hear voices, soft, careful. The kitchen is marble and stainless steel. Franco stands at the stove making pancakes. Lily sits at the breakfast bar in princess pajamas, watching him flip batter. "Higher," she commands. Franco obliges. The pancake nearly reaches the ceiling. Lily claps, delighted. Gio sits beside her, teaching her to draw horses on a sketch pad. "The mane goes like this," he says gently, "flowing like wind." My throat tightens. It's too domestic, too normal, too much like fantasies I stopped allowing. "Mama!" Lily scrambles down. "Mr. Gio is teaching me horses." I catch her, hold tight. "I see that, baby. Are you okay?" "Franco said it was an adventure." Her voice is cheerful, unburdened. "Can we stay another night?" "We'll see." I meet Gio's eyes over her head. "There's coffee," he says quietly. "And Franco's pancakes are better than they have any right to be." Despite everything, I almost smile. The morning unfolds in suspended calm. I call the hospital, take a personal day. My friend Camila texts, "Are you okay?" And I reply with half-truths. Gio makes phone calls in Italian, his voice clipped, moving between rooms. Franco answers the door twice, men in dark suits delivering folders. Lily explores like it's Disneyland, finds the piano, spreads art books across the coffee table, asks questions. Franco answers with surprising patience. Around noon, I call Camilla. "I need something normal." She answers immediately. "Jessica, where the hell have you been?" "Cam, I need to hear something ordinary, please." Her concern is instant. "What's wrong?" "Just tell me about your day, something normal." There's a pause. Then her voice softens. "Okay, I burned my toast reading celebrity gossip. Mrs. Chen got a new cat that won't stop yowling. The coffee shop fixed their espresso machine. It's Tuesday, which means yoga class with stressed accountants who can't touch their toes." I close my eyes, let the mundane details wash over me like medicine. "Thank you," I whisper. "Whatever you're caught up in, you don't have to handle it alone." I know, and I'm not. This is about the guy from the wedding? I think about Gio teaching Lily horses, about the way he looks at me like I matter. "Yeah, he is." "Is he good to you?" "Yes." "Then trust your gut, Jess." Camilla's voice brightens. "When you're ready to tell me everything, I'm bringing wine." After we hang up, something settles in my chest. My instincts say Gio is worth this risk. Around noon, I find Gio on the terrace. Chicago stretches in every direction, the city he claims to run. "We can't stay here forever," I say. "I have a life." "You have a life. What I have is responsibility. Right now, that includes keeping you safe." "I didn't ask for this." "No, you asked for one dance, and I gave you a war." He turns to face me. "Tell me about the Russians." "Territory. Power. Chicago has been divided for decades. We maintain balance. They want to upset it. And I'm caught in the middle because someone saw us dance." "Your cousin David." Gio's words are careful. "He has gambling debts, significant ones. When he saw us together, he sold that information to them for debt forgiveness." The betrayal cuts deep. "David came to Lily's birthday parties. I lent him money last Christmas." "And Tyler?" "Once David opened the door, Tyler walked through it, provided details, your address, where Lily goes to school. He was jealous seeing you happy." I grip the railing. "Two men conspired to endanger my daughter. Where is David now?" Gio's silence stretches. "Where?" "Safe. Scared. But safe. In protective custody. My people, not police. If they find out he talked." "And Tyler?" "Still playing both sides. Called yesterday, wants to meet, claims he didn't understand how dangerous this would become. I want to talk to him. Jessica, not alone, with security, but I need him to understand what he did." Gio studies my face. "Tomorrow. Here. He doesn't get within 10 feet unless I say so." Agreed. Gio tells me about his mother then, Isabella. She painted watercolors, wanted beauty in a dark world. Cancer took her. She made him promise. Make something good out of this life, Giovanni. Choose something worth protecting. And have you? I ask. I thought I was maintaining order, keeping violence contained. He meets my eyes. But then you sat at table 12, and I saw someone who chose good every day, who heals instead of harms, and I realized I've been lying to myself. Gio, you make me want to be the man my mother believed in, and that's terrifying. Before I can respond, Franco opens the terrace door. His expression is grim. We have a problem. Inside, the TV shows a warehouse fire, suspicious circumstances, possible organized activity. That's our holding facility, Franco says. They hit it 2 hours ago. Casualties? 3 in the hospital. Nothing fatal, but they sent a message. Franco hands over his phone. Gio's face drains of color. What is it? I ask. A photo of you and a Lily leaving your building last week. The bottom drops out. They've been watching. Lily appears, clutching her rabbit. Mama? Why is everyone sad? I crouch down, pull her into my arms. No one's sad, baby. Just grown-up talk. Over Lily's head, I meet Gio's eyes. I see guilt, determination, protective rage. I'm fixing this, he says. Today. Wednesday afternoon. Tyler arrives looking nothing like the smug man from the wedding. Rumpled suit, red-rimmed eyes. Franco escorts him to the living room. He stops 10 feet from where I sit, Gio standing behind me. Jessica, I'm sorry. God, I'm so sorry. Sorry for what, specifically? My voice is clinical. For telling dangerous men where your daughter lives, for using her as collateral. All of it. His hands shake. I was angry. Seeing you with him, you looked happy. Really happy, and it killed me. So you decided to destroy it. I didn't think. He stops. No, that's a lie. I knew exactly what I was doing. David said it would just be information, just enough to make you scared, make you come back. Come back to you? My laugh is bitter. Tyler, I left you. I chose to raise our daughter alone rather than stay with a man who gambled away our rent. Why would I ever come back? Because I'm Lily's father. The desperation is raw. She needs safety. She needs a mother who isn't waiting for violent men to knock. She needs a life where her father's jealousy doesn't endanger her. My voice drops to something dangerous. What she doesn't need is you. Tyler flinches. For the first time, I see real remorse. I know, I don't deserve either of you. But please, he looks at Gio. I'll testify. I'll tell you everything. Who I talked to, what I said. Just keep them safe. Gio moves with predatory calm. You'll testify, because if you don't, I'll make sure they know exactly who the leak was, and your gambling debts will be the least of your problems. Tyler's face drains of color. Gio's voice is soft, deadly. You risked a 5-year-old child to soothe your wounded pride. You'll spend every day knowing your daughter is alive despite you, not because of you. Gio, I touch his arm. The contact stops him. I step forward, closing distance until I'm just outside arm's reach. You're going to disappear, Tyler. After you give Gio what he needs, you're leaving Chicago, starting over, staying away from Lily until you become someone worthy of being her father. Jessica, please. That's not punishment. It's a gift, the chance to choose better. But you don't get to do that work anywhere near our daughter. Tears stream down his face. Can I say goodbye? My heart twists for Lily, who still asks when Daddy's visiting. Write her a letter, something she can read when she's older, something honest. Then you leave. Tyler nods, broken. Franco escorts him out. When the door closes, I collapse onto the sofa, shaking with adrenaline and sorrow. Gio sits beside me, pulls me against his chest. That was cruel and kind in equal measure. He needed both, and so did I. We sit in silence as afternoon light streams through windows. The meeting with the Russians, I say eventually. When? Tomorrow night, if you still want this. I do, but Tyler gave us leverage, proof their intelligence came from unreliable sources, that this war is built on mistakes. Gio's expression sharpens. You want to use that? I want to show them walking away is smarter than doubling down. You're extraordinary. I lean forward and kiss him, brief, certain, full of trust. Then let's end this, together. The warehouse smells like lake water and rust and decades of secrets. Old shipping containers line walls like metal tombstones. Neutral ground where dangerous men meet to avoid making headlines. My hands shake as Franco leads me inside, Gio close beside me. I hide my trembling in my coat pockets. Sensible navy, the same one I wear to parent-teacher conferences and hospital meetings. Armor of normalcy in an abnormal situation. Be the nurse, Gio told me during the car ride here. Be the mother. That's your power. Don't try to be something you're not. The center of the warehouse has been cleared. A table that looks like it came from a conference room, in Congress in this industrial space. 4 chairs. Industrial lights overhead, casting harsh shadows that make everyone look older, harder, more dangerous than they probably are in daylight. Dmitry Volkov waits at the table. He's younger than I expected. Maybe 40, certainly under 45. Fit in the way that suggests discipline, not vanity. His suit is expensive, perfectly tailored, but looks wrong in this space. Like putting a tuxedo on someone attending a funeral in a field. 2 men flank him, both large, both watchful, both wearing expressions that suggest they've seen violence and wouldn't hesitate to see more. Gio stands beside me, Franco and 2 others positioned strategically around the perimeter. Everyone is armed, everyone is watching. The tension in the air is so thick I can taste it, metallic, bitter, like blood before it's spilled. Ms. Reed. Volkov's English is excellent, barely accented. Thank you for coming. I understand this must be frightening for you. The acknowledgement of my fear is unexpected. I straighten my spine, force my voice steady. You wanted a meeting, I assume, to discuss why you're threatening a 5-year-old. Silence falls over the warehouse. Even Volkov's guards shift slightly, uncomfortable. I see Giovanni warned you I don't appreciate pleasantries. Volkov's smile is thin. I appreciate directness, so let me be direct. I haven't personally threatened anyone. You sent men to my home. They knew my daughter's name, her age, where she sleeps. They took photos of her leaving for school. I lean forward slightly. I'm a pediatric nurse, Mr. Volkov. I spend 50 to 60 hours a week protecting children. I hold their hands during procedures that terrify them. I explain to parents how to care for kids with cancer, with broken bones, with diseases that don't have names most people can pronounce. So I need to understand what kind of man uses a kindergartner to gain business advantage. I didn't authorize threats against a child. Doesn't matter. You created a situation where your people thought threatening a child was acceptable. That's either incompetence or malice. Volkov studies my face. You're either very brave or very stupid. I'm a mother, which means I'm both. A beat. Then Volkov laughs, genuine surprised. Giovanni, where did you find her? Table 12 at a wedding, pure luck. Luck. Or fate. His smile fades. You're right. Threatening children is beneath us. Then make it stop. And in exchange, this is the moment. Gio is prepared to transfer 3 commercial properties to you, Legitimate businesses generating legitimate income. Restaurant supply company on North Clark. Event venue in Lincoln Park. Boutique hotel in Wicker Park. All operating, all profitable, all completely legal. Volkov's eyebrows rise. That's significant. And in exchange, you leave residential neighborhoods alone. No drugs near schools, no recruitment of teenagers, no threats to families. You want to run businesses, keep the violence away from people trying to live their lives. You're asking me to go legitimate. I'm asking you to become someone your daughter would be proud to know. The warehouse falls silent except for rain drumming the metal roof. Volkov walks to the window, stares at the storm-dark harbor. My daughter turns 8 next month. She wants me at career day. Stand in front of her classmates and explain what I do. He laughs bitterly. What do I tell third graders? That daddy threatens people for money? You could tell them you're in property management, Gio says. It would be true if you accept. Volkov turns back. Clean titles? Completely. Transferred to an LLC of your choosing. No connection to my name. And my current holdings. You keep what you have in industrial districts, but you pull back from residential areas. We divide cleanly, your business, my oversight, civilians out of crossfire. Volkov nods. Done. He extends his hand to Gio. They shake, brief, firm, sealing terms. Then Volkov turns to me. You have dangerous courage, Ms. Reed, the kind that changes minds instead of breaking them. He glances at Gio. She's too good for this world. Don't ruin her. I won't. Volkov signals his men. They file into the storm. Within moments, the warehouse empties. Franco appears. We should move. We walk quickly to the SUV. Rain soaks through my coat in seconds. The cold shocks my system. I'm shaking, cold adrenaline, the weight of what just happened. Franco drives. Windshield wipers beat steady rhythm. City lights blur into watercolor streaks. In back, Gio pulls me close. You did it! You actually negotiated peace. We did it. Gio removes his jacket, wraps it around me. He pulls me closer, sharing heat. I was terrified the whole time. Terrified he'd hurt you. Terrified you'd realize what I am and walk away. I tilt my face up. Rain streams down windows, cocooning us. You have me, despite everything, maybe because of everything. I kiss him before he can respond. It's desperate and tender and real, tasting like rain and relief in the future we just fought for. Gio responds with intensity that speaks of weeks of restraint finally breaking. When we part, both breathing hard, I rest my forehead against his. Take me home. Take us both home. The SUV cuts through rain-soaked streets. Behind us, the warehouse fades. Ahead, the city glitters with promise. Franco glances in the rearview mirror, allows himself the smallest smile. The war isn't over completely, but tonight, peace feels possible. Sunlight breaks over Lake Michigan like a benediction, like a promise the night kept. I wake slowly, awareness returning in layers, the softness of expensive sheets, the scent of coffee drifting from somewhere, the sound of Lily's laughter, bright, untroubled, the most beautiful sound in the world. For a moment, I just lie there, letting the morning wash over me. Last night feels both immediate and distant. The warehouse, the rain, the kiss in the back of the SUV, the weight of negotiating peace, the relief of knowing Lily is safe. I pad barefoot to the doorway, following the sounds and smells of morning. The kitchen is bathed in golden light, sun streaming through floor-to-ceiling windows and turning everything warm. Gio stands at the stove, spatula in hand, teaching Lily how to flip pancakes. She's standing on a step stool, concentrating fiercely, her tongue poking out slightly the way it does when she's really focusing. Franco sits at the breakfast bar with his tablet and coffee, occasionally offering commentary in Italian that makes Gio laugh. Now, Lily asks. Now, Gio confirms. She flips the pancake. It goes high, spins once, lands perfectly back in the pan. Lily squeals with delight. Mama! She spots me, scrambles down from her stool. Did you see? I did it! I flipped it just like Mr. Gio! I catch her in a hug, breathe in the scent of child shampoo and syrup. I saw, baby, that was perfect. Over her head, my eyes meet Gio's. He's smiling, a real smile, unguarded, the kind that reaches his eyes and transforms his whole face. He looks younger like this, lighter, like a man who's just realized he's allowed to be happy. Good morning, he says softly. Good morning. Something passes between us. Acknowledgement of last night, of this morning, of the future we're tentatively building. It's too big for words, so we don't try to name it. Come eat, Gio says, plating the pancakes. We made too much, as usual. That's because someone, Franco points at Lily with his coffee cup, insisted we needed to make enough for an army. Well, we might get hungry, Lily says seriously. We gather around the breakfast nook overlooking the lake. It's intimate, domestic, nothing like the formal dining room with its expensive chandelier and stiff chairs. This is real life. Syrup spills and butter melting and orange juice in mismatched glasses because Lily wanted the one with the flowers. For a few minutes, we eat in companionable quiet. Lily chatters about her dreams, something involving horses and castles and a dragon that turned out to be friendly. Franco pretends to be engrossed in the news, but I catch him smiling at her stories. Gio pours me coffee, remembers without asking that I take it with cream and 1 sugar. Small detail, big meaning. I talked to the police this morning, Franco says eventually, lowering his tablet. Your apartment will be cleared by tomorrow. Building management is installing a new security system, new locks, and he glances at Gio. We're assigning someone to monitor the building, discreetly. For how long? I ask. As long as necessary, Gio says, until we're certain the peace holds. I nod, processing. My apartment will never feel the same, not after knowing someone broke in, tore through our things, violated our space. But it's still ours, still home. What about work? I ask. I've missed 3 days now, the hospital. Your supervisor called yesterday, Franco says. Gio spoke with her, explained there was a family emergency, that you'd be back next week. You talked to my supervisor? I told her you were dealing with the situation involving your ex-husband and needed time for your daughter's safety. Gio says carefully. Not a lie, just not all the truth. I should be angry about him making decisions for me. Instead, I'm grateful. Grateful I didn't have to explain, didn't have to lie, didn't have to juggle everything alone. Thank you, I say quietly. Then Lily asks the question that changes everything. Mama, can we stay here forever? My fork pauses halfway to my mouth. The kitchen goes quiet. I glance at Gio, see hope and fear and longing warring in his expression. What do you think, baby? Do you like it here? I love it. Lily's enthusiasm is pure, untouched by adult complications. Mr. Gio's house is big, and I have my own room, and Franco makes the best pancakes, and I can see the whole lake from my window, and there's a piano and art supplies, and... She pauses for breath. And you're happy here, Mama. You smile more, like you used to before Daddy left. The observation lands like an arrow, precise and true, out of the mouths of babes. I have been smiling more, laughing more, feeling more like myself, not the careful, controlled, perpetually anxious version I became after the divorce, but the woman I used to be, the one who believed in possibilities. We can't stay forever, sweetheart, I begin carefully. We have our own home, your school, my work, our life. But we could visit. Lily's voice carries that particular note of childhood negotiation, hope mixed with pragmatism. Like, a lot? Every weekend, maybe? Gio sets down his coffee cup. When he speaks, his voice is gentle, measured, full of something that sounds like barely contained emotion. How about this, sweetheart? Forever is a really big word. It's hard to know what forever means when we're still figuring out today. But what if we started with something smaller? Lily frowns, confused. Like what? Like breakfast. He smiles. What if we started with just choosing to have breakfast together? Tomorrow's breakfast, and the one after that, and the one after that. His eyes shift to me. One morning at a time, no pressure, no promises we can't keep. Just showing up for each other when it matters. Understanding dawns in Lily's eyes. So we come back after we go home? If your mama wants to. His gaze is steady on mine. If she thinks this, us, is worth trying. Worth building slowly, carefully, without rushing or forcing or pretending we have everything figured out. My throat tightens with emotion. I think about everything that's led to this moment. The wedding reception where I felt invisible, the dance that changed everything, the midnight threats, the warehouse negotiation, the rain-soaked kiss. I think about Tyler's betrayal and David's weakness and Volkov's weary eyes. I think about all the ways love can hurt and heal, destroy and create, terrify and inspire. I think about Lily's painting on the refrigerator. 3 blob shapes that represent us, messy and imperfect and somehow exactly right. You live in a dangerous world, Gio, I say quietly. I know. His response is immediate. And I'm not going to lie and say I can make that disappear overnight. But I'm changing it, making it safer, more legitimate, something I don't have to hide from the people I care about. He reaches across the table, takes my hand. I'm transitioning everything, the businesses, the relationships, the way we operate. It won't happen in a day or a week or even a year, but it's happening because you showed me it was possible, because you looked at me and saw someone worth saving. Lily watches us with the solemn attention of children who understand more than adults give them credit for. She doesn't know the details, the mafia, the threats, the violence lurking beneath the surface, but she knows something important is happening. I like Mr. Gio, Mama, she says seriously. He's nice, and he's sad sometimes, but getting less sad. Like you. You were sad after Daddy left, but now you're not. Now you smile at breakfast. I laugh through the tears threatening to spill. Yeah, baby, like me. I squeeze Gio's hand, feel the calluses and scars and strength there, feel the tremor that suggests he's nervous, uncertain, hoping for something he's afraid to name. Okay, I say. We'll try. One breakfast at a time. No promises about forever. Just promises about tomorrow. The smile that breaks across Gio's face is transformative. Boyish, relieved, full of wonder, like he can't quite believe this is real. He stands, moves around the table, and pulls both Lily and me into an embrace that feels like coming home. We stand there in the morning light, 3 people who found each other against impossible odds, choosing trust over fear, hope over history, possibility over pain. Outside the window, Lake Michigan stretches endlessly, catching the sun and throwing back diamonds. Boats glide across the water, the city rises behind us. Chicago in all its complexity, the place where our story began and continues. Franco stands quietly, gathers his tablet and coffee cup, gives us this moment. But before he leaves the kitchen, he catches my eye and nods once. Approval, respect, maybe even gratitude that I'm willing to try, willing to believe in Gio's capacity for change. From above, if someone were watching, they'd see a perfect tableau. A small family gathered in a penthouse kitchen, holding each other as dawn illuminates everything. The lake beyond, the city awakening, the future unfolding in shades of gold and promise. A mother and daughter who survived betrayal and came through stronger. A man who chose redemption over power, transformation over tradition. A love built not on rescue or fantasy, but on mutual courage and honest choice. 3 people at a breakfast table sharing coffee and pancakes and the tentative, beautiful beginning of something real. Something worth protecting. Something worth fighting for. Something, dare they hope, that might actually last. 3 months later, summer evening, the lakefront restaurant bustles with life. Couples celebrating anniversaries, families with children sharing desserts, tourists and locals alike enjoying the season's warmth. Through the floor-to-ceiling windows, boats dot the water like scattered stars, their lights beginning to glow as dusk approaches. I sit across from Gio at a corner table by the windows, his hand resting over mine on white linen. Lily is with Camilla tonight. A sleepover involving princess movies, homemade pizza with too much cheese, and whatever mischief 5-year-olds and their honorary aunts can dream up when given free rein. Tomorrow, we're all going to the zoo. All 4 of us. A family in the making. The thought still catches me off guard sometimes. Family. After everything, after the threats and the fear and the warehouse negotiation, we're building something that looks like family. I talked to my lawyer today, Gio says, his thumb tracing slow circles on the back of my hand. The last 3 properties transferred to legitimate ownership. Clean titles, no complications, no ghosts. How does it feel? Lighter. He pauses, considering. Terrifying, honestly. I've spent 15 years being someone my mother would have questioned, someone who operated in shadows and gray spaces, becoming someone she'd be proud of, someone who can look at himself in the mirror without flinching. It feels like learning to walk again, learning to breathe without the weight of guilt. You're doing it, though. Every single day you're choosing better. I squeeze his hand. That's not nothing, Gio. That's everything. Because of you. No. My voice is firm but tender. Because of you. I'm just the mirror that showed you it was possible. You're the one doing the work, making the hard choices, rebuilding everything from the ground up. Their food arrives, real Italian food, from a restaurant Gio doesn't own, doesn't have any connection to, cooked by chefs who know him only as Giovanni, another customer who tips well and always says please and thank you. It's beautifully, perfectly ordinary. As they eat, Gio tells me about his newest project, the community center that's rising in the neighborhood where he grew up. The construction is ahead of schedule. Art classes for kids who can't afford private lessons, music programs with donated instruments, scholarship funds for teenagers who want to go to college but whose families can't afford it. A safe space for beauty and hope and possibility in places that need all 3 desperately. We're calling it Casa Isabella, he says quietly, his voice thick with emotion. My mother's house. She would have loved it. Children everywhere, making noise and messes, creating things, being alive and joyful and unapologetically themselves. She would have loved you, I correct gently. The man you're becoming. The man who took everything she taught you about beauty and resistance and turned it into something real, something that will outlast all of us. Something shifts in Gio's expression. The last shadow of doubt finally releasing, the last piece of guilt finally letting go. I hope so. God, I really hope so. We finish dinner slowly, savoring each bite, each moment. The restaurant's ambient noise, laughter, conversation, the clink of glasses, wraps around us like a cocoon. This is what normal feels like, what peace feels like. what choosing love over fear looks like in practice. Later, walking along the lakefront as the sun paints the sky in shades of amber and rose and deep purple, Gio stops at their favorite bench. The one where they had their first real date 3 months ago, where he told her about his mother's paintings and his dreams of becoming an architect, where she confessed her fears about letting Lily get attached to someone who might leave. The bench has become theirs over these months, a place they return to when they need to talk, to think, to just be together without pretense or performance. He pulls something from his pocket, a small velvet box. My breath catches. "I'm not proposing," Gio says quickly, reading my expression, a nervous smile playing at his lips. "Not yet. We agreed. Slow, careful, one breakfast at a time. No rushing, no pressure. I'm keeping that promise." "Then what?" He opens the box. Inside, nestled against black velvet, is a delicate silver bracelet. A single charm dangles from it. A tiny horse, mid-gallop, mane flowing like wind, captured forever in the moment of choosing to run toward freedom instead of away from fear. The craftsmanship is exquisite, every detail perfect. The horse is alive somehow, frozen motion that suggests movement, power, choice. "For courage," Gio explains, his voice thick with emotion. "For the woman who walked into my darkness and saw light I'd forgotten existed. For the nurse who heals broken bodies and broken hearts. For the mother who protects fiercely, loves completely, and refuses to settle for anything less than truth. For the person who taught me that real strength isn't about power or control, it's about choosing love even when it's terrifying. Tears blur my vision, catching the sunset and turning the world into prisms of color. It's perfect. Gio, it's so perfect, I don't even have words." His hands shake slightly as he fastens it around my wrist with a small clasp. The charm catches the dying light, copper and gold and every shade of hope. "Forever starts with breakfast," I whisper, echoing the promise that changed everything. Gio pulls me close, his forehead resting against mine, our breath mingling in the small space between us. "Then let's have 1,000 breakfasts, 1,000 sunrises, 1,000 moments where we keep choosing each other, even when it's hard, even when it's scary, even when it would be easier to walk away, especially then." "Deal," I breathe. They kiss as the sun melts into Lake Michigan, turning the water into liquid fire. Around them, the city breathes and moves and lives. Chicago in all its impossible complexity, full of stories like theirs, people finding each other despite the odds, love blooming in unexpected places. I lean into Gio's embrace and feel the weight of these past 3 months, the terror and the triumph, the warehouse and the penthouse, the moment I decided to stop being passive and start being the author of my own story. The moment I taught a dangerous man that he could choose to be gentle. The moment we both learned that redemption isn't something you receive like a gift, it's something you build, brick by brick, choice by choice, breakfast by breakfast. This is what real romance looks like, I think. Not the fairy tale, not the rescue, not the dramatic gesture or the grand declaration. This, choosing partnership over perfection, trust over certainty, growth over comfort. Showing up even when it's scary, believing in someone's better angels even when the demons are louder, becoming braver together than either of us could ever be alone. It's messy, it's imperfect, it's real, and it's worth every single risk. Somewhere, I imagine, Isabella Fioraldi is smiling, watching her son choose beauty over brutality, protection over power, earned love over easy control. Watching him become the man he was always meant to be, the man she knew he could be if someone just believed in him enough to see past the armor to the heart underneath. The man capable of looking at a forgotten woman at table 12 and seeing not someone to save, but someone whose strength could inspire him to save himself. Together, they walk back along the lakefront as stars emerge one by one, ancient light finally reaching Earth after traveling impossible distances through darkness. Behind them, the city glitters with its million stories. Ahead, tomorrow waits, uncertain but luminous with promise and possibility. Lily is safe, thriving, drawing pictures of horses and families and lakes that sparkle in the sun. David is rebuilding his life far from Chicago, far from temptation, attending meetings and making amends. Tyler is gone, and with him, the weight of old wounds and old disappointments. Volkov is running legitimate businesses now, seeing his daughter every weekend, attending career days and parent-teacher conferences, smiling in her drawings for real because he's finally become someone worth smiling about. And Jessica and Gio, they're choosing each other. One breakfast at a time, one honest conversation at a time, one brave moment at a time, building something that might actually last because it's built on truth instead of fantasy, on mutual respect instead of rescue, on partnership instead of power. The horse charm on my wrist catches starlight and throws back hope. This is how love stories really end. Not with perfection, but with promise. Not with certainty, but with courage. Not with happily ever after, but with happily ever trying. And that is everything. That is enough. That is more than enough. That is love. Thank you for walking this journey from table 12 to a love built on truth and courage, from darkness to dawn. This is a story about second chances, about the kind of inspirational love that transforms entire lives, the kind of motivational romance that reminds us it's never too late to choose hope over fear, light over darkness. If this story touched your heart, if it reminded you that even in the mafia's shadows, love and redemption can bloom, please like this video and subscribe. Your support brings you more stories of healing and dignity. What moment resonated most? The warehouse negotiation? The morning promise? The horse charm? Let me know in the comments. I read every one. Until next time, may your nights be peaceful, your mornings full of light, and your heart always open to the possibility that tomorrow can be different if only you're brave enough to choose it. Good night and sweet dreams. May you always find your table 12 moment, the unexpected beginning that changes everything.